In this segment, we'll cover the SAMIS user account request form. Here we see a picture of both pages 1 and 2 of the form. The first page is fairly intuitive. It's where you give us the information we need to either create a new user account in the SAMIS system or reactivate an existing one, and for that matter, terminate an existing one. The second page is the PII non-disclosure statement that everyone's required to sign, and we'll go over the details in just a moment. First, let's go through some of the frequently asked questions, such as when to use the form. Anytime you have a new SAMIS account for a data or finance manager, you would be required to submit this form to us. Changes needed to an existing active account. For example, if you're going to reassign a data manager to a different program site location, for example, or reactivating a closed account. We close accounts after 90 days have passed with no one logging in on that user account. And so if they're coming back for the school year after the summer, they would need to have that account reactivated. We also would expect the form in for a termination, and I'll cover that as well. You can obtain that blank form from your KHA contract manager, or you can email the data systems team at samis@coj.net. So who can authorize the account? The executive director can always do that for your organization, or a supervisor known to the Kids Hope Alliance. And to submit this, you would send it back to samis@coj.net. And we ask that you also copy your contract manager. They also need to know all the employees and what their user roles are. As far as how to correctly complete the form, we'll go over that now. The first section on page 1 is the commonly expected information we need to set that account up. Who you are, where you're physically located at, that would be the site location, your valid email address, and so forth. Also, the title is important. Data or program manager, finance manager, or executive director is fine. And then let us know, is this a new user request? Are you revising an existing account by modifying assignments, for example? Or is it a termination? If you do need to terminate a user account, we would need this within 72 hours. But what I request that you do is email us within 24 hours of the termination. We'll close that account as quickly as possible, and then you can get this to us within 3 days. And we do need this for our auditors if there's a termination. Select the user role. Program manager, data manager, synonymous. If it's a finance manager, we need to know if they are a creator of fiscal documents or a submitter of those documents, or both. Nutrition managers, you know who you are. That would be necessary to point that out to us. And then specify which program site locations access is required for. Usually there's only 1 or 2, but if you do work for a large organization with a lot, and there's not enough room to list them all here, please do that either by writing them on this form and scanning it in, or by putting it in an email that this form's attached to, where they're all explicitly stated. We'll say that for auditing purposes, we cannot accept a program request that says assigned to all our programs. We're not allowed to do that, so you will need to specify each of those programs. If you know if the employee has ever had an account or not, let us know that and where they worked. And then the authorization down here from an executive director or a supervisor known to the Kids Hope Alliance. The PI non-disclosure statement, simply read sentences 1 through 8 and have the organizational names in both the organizational name in both locations at the top. Sign and date that. This is all you have to do for this form. Again, you can request a blank one from your KHA contract manager or from samis@coj.net, which is also the address that you'd send the completed form back to. Contact us there as well if you have any questions about completing this form correctly. Thank you.